All right, let's dive into a truly groundbreaking book, Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. And listen, this isn't your typical self-help guide. It's more like an owner's manual for your brain, a powerful way to literally rewire your mindset and unlock your true potential. So let me start with a question for you. What if your success, and even your happiness, has a preset limit? Seriously, kind of like a thermostat in your home that's set to 72 degrees. No matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to push past that invisible setting. Well, that's the exact idea we're going to explore. And that leads us straight to our first big concept, what Maltz calls your inner thermostat. He argued that this internal blueprint, this thing he called the self-image, is basically the single most important factor that determines the entire course of your life. So what exactly is this self-image? Well, it's your own private opinion of yourself. It's that deep down belief about the kind of person you are. And this belief acts like a subconscious thermostat, setting the upper and lower limits for everything you do. Think about it. If you see yourself as a C student, getting an A is going to feel nearly impossible, right? Or if you see yourself as someone who just can't make more than $50K a year, you'll subconsciously find ways to mess up opportunities that could take you higher. And the way Maltz discovered this is just fascinating. He wasn't a psychologist originally, he was a plastic surgeon, and he kept seeing this bizarre pattern. He'd perform a technically perfect surgery, fix a scar someone hated their whole life, and they would still be just as unhappy. Why? Because changing their outer appearance didn't do a thing to change their inner blueprint. The real problem wasn't the face they saw in the mirror, it was the face they saw in their mind. And this really just sums up the entire book. It's not about changing your circumstances first, it's about changing your mind first. You, yes, you, have the power to go in there and reset that inner thermostat. Okay, so if the self-image is the blueprint for your life, then what's the engine that actually gets the work done? Well, that brings us to the second huge idea, your automatic success mechanism. This is this powerful goal-seeking system that's already built right into your brain. I absolutely love this metaphor. Your brain is like a goal-seeking torpedo. You give it a clear target, a goal, and its subconscious system automatically starts steering you towards it, making tiny course corrections along the way, without you even noticing. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. It works for negative goals just as powerfully as it does for positive ones. If your target is "I'll probably fail," that torpedo will find a way to hit that target too. So, the whole game is learning how to aim this missile correctly. And it really just comes down to 3 steps. First, you have to set a clear, specific target, not some vague wish. Second, you use your imagination to see and feel that target as if it's already done. And third, and this is the hardest part for most of us, you have to relax and just let the mechanism do its job without constantly interfering. Now this is the real secret sauce right here. This is what activates the engine. When you vividly imagine yourself acing a presentation or sinking a perfect golf shot, your brain and your nervous system actually rehearse it like it's a real event. You're creating what you could call memories of the future, which builds incredible confidence and primes you for success when it's game time. And this brings us right back to that crucial third step. Trying too hard, stressing out, overthinking everything, it actually jams the gears of your automatic success mechanism. When you're consciously trying to force an outcome, you're just getting in your own way. The key is to set the goal, practice it in your mind, and then relax and trust your subconscious to guide your actions. But what if your inner programming is full of bugs? What if it's just faulty? Well, that leads us to the mental tune-up. Because to make any of this stuff work, you absolutely have to tackle the false beliefs that are holding you back. Maltz called these hypnotic thoughts. And what are they? They're ideas we absorbed from our past, from parents, teachers, our own experiences, that we just accepted as absolute truth without ever questioning them. They operate just like a post-hypnotic suggestion, shaping our behavior without us even being aware of it. The key is to de-hypnotize yourself using rational thinking. So instead of letting that hypnotic thought, "I can't do it," run the show, you challenge it with a rational truth. "I am learning to do it." Instead of "I'll probably fail," you reframe it as "failure is just feedback." This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about finding a more empowering and, frankly, more logical truth. This quote just perfectly captures that whole idea of reframing. Mistakes aren't the end of the road. They're just the GPS telling you, "Hey, make a turn here." They are an essential part of that success mechanism's feedback loop. Every so-called failure is just data for the next course correction. Okay, So we've got the blueprint, and we've got the engine. Now we need the fuel for the journey. This is all about building the daily habits that make success and happiness a consistent part of your life, not just some random one-time thing. Maltz argues that successful people tend to share certain personality traits. But here's the real kicker. He says these are not things you're born with. They are skills. They are built, like a muscle, through consistent daily practice. Confidence, resilience, discipline. These are the results of 1,000 tiny decisions and actions you make every single day. And the exact same thing goes for happiness. Maltz says happiness isn't a destination you arrive at. It's a habit you choose to cultivate. So how do you do it? 3 simple ways. First, practice gratitude on purpose every single day. Second, when a crisis hits, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And third, stop worrying about the past or the future and just bring your full attention to what's happening right now. Ultimately, Psycho-Cybernetics isn't just about achieving more stuff. It's about living more. And this final quote just captures that spirit so perfectly. The goal is to inject more purpose and joy into every day, rather than just waiting for some far-off future happiness. So, to wrap this all up, I'm going to leave you with a direct call to action. Based on everything we've just talked about, what is one of those hypnotic, false beliefs that might be holding you back? Just one. And how can you start replacing it with a more rational, more empowering truth starting today?